Did you miss the ICVM in Franklin, Tennessee, South Nashville, about a week and a half ago? Did you miss it? Did you miss it? Put in the comments, I missed it, or yes, I was there. If you were there, my room was packed. It was awesome. I led the first, there were 2 distribution seminars. Myself and the Pinnacle Peak did one. I did a Distribution Masterclass. The room was packed, good energy, much value, and information was there. We talked about the 6-part framework for global content, or the global content 6-part framework that I am teaching you guys how to launch your film, optimize your content, and scale your revenue. Let's go, guys. If you haven't went yet, check out globalcontent.co. And this is a live Q&A. Hi, Claire. How's it going? It was good to see Claire. It was good to see you at ICVM. She joined the Script and Story Pitchathon. Claire, put the name of your titles in the down in the comments. Let people know what projects you have. If you're joining right now, just put in what project you're put in the name of the project that you're working on and the stage of development. Are you in development? Are you in pre-production? Are you in production? Are you in post-production? Is it completed? And are you looking for distribution for content licensing? So just put something in the comment of where you're from, name of your title, and the part of development that you have. And go ahead and start asking your questions if you have any. I'm going to just do a real quick live Q&A for you guys, bring you some value. If you have not yet, go to globalcontent.co. We're just now kind of launching this baby. And right here on online coaching, you can see down here when you scroll down, it is an overview of the global content 6-part framework. You guys want to start implementing this into your process. I know you can't see the screen right now, but you want to start implementing this into your creation process, not just in production, but in not just development, pre-development. I've seen many filmmakers waste so much time, so much energy writing scripts, writing concept. It's just why make it? It doesn't work with number 1 right here, demandability. Our 6-part framework, again, for those of you jumping on, the global content 6-part framework, the reason why it's so much value is because for over a decade, I've been a content licensing executive. I've personally negotiated over 400 films, licensed over 600 films, and I just sent an agreement today for a 6-month contract with a company with 2,000 titles that I'm going to be helping them scale their global footprint. So it's really cool. We know things about licensing, and we're here, and I'm here to help you guys. So go to globalcontent.co. Click on online coaching. The courses are coming. The courses are not yet live. However, they will be soon. This coming 2024. I have some super exciting things. Soon I will have the free ebook for you guys for the overview. But right now we're talking about demandability. Let me know what city you're from. Drop in the comment right now. What city are you from? Name of your project and what part of the development process are you in. So demandability number 1. The reason why you want to start implementing the global content framework into your process is because this helps you launch your film, optimize your content, and scale your revenue so you can skyrocket your profits. Guys, number 1, whatever project you have on right now, it has to run through number 1, demandability. I'm pointing at a blank screen for you guys, but if I tilt it, you can probably see it. Let's see if I can move it to you. There we go. We got it. No, not working. My screen's on, but you can't see it because of the glare. It says number 1, demandability. And what that is, the philosophy behind the global content 6-part framework, run it through demandability. That means creating content that is in demand, not just with the consumers, but with the buyers. How many of y'all have such a cool project? Let me see them in the comments. Such a cool project that you're working on. How good would it be to make something that you want to make, but buyers don't want it? It's just not in demand. How do you know it's in demand? talking to people like myself that work with the buyers and that know what people are looking for or what they're not looking for. Or you could just have a really good concept and it's a really good idea, but small little pivots are just needed because we're thinking about the buyers. Focusing on the consumer only. Now, there are certain situations where certain production companies, they may not, like Kendrick Brothers, Irwin Brothers, again, we're talking about faith-based films right now. Kendrick Brothers, Irwin's Brothers, they make whatever they want, great, right? They have a huge built-in audience, right? And they spend a lot of money on marketing. But if you're not doing that, you don't have that option probably. However, the option you do have is creating content and having it submitted, and buyers knowing, buyers telling you if they want it or not, if they license it or not. So creating content that is in demand. We're just doing an overview of this. So I'm gonna pull it up here on my screen. So if you see me staring at something, I'm reading off my screen for you. And same thing, you could see it here or go to globalcontent.co and pull it up. So right here, demandability, real simply said, if the buyer doesn't license or select your content, their audience doesn't get to watch your content. How can you make better decisions during your development stage? It's a big question right there. So if you are in that stage right now, if you have a real question that a challenge that you have right now, and you just, man, I could really use some wisdom and some guidance and help with a guide to help me potentially overcome this challenge that I currently have, put it in the comments so I can check them. All right, guys. So I'm pulling up. I'm almost done with the ebook for you guys. This is going to bring you guys so much value. Just this simple overview. I'm going to be giving it away for free for you guys. You'll be able to just download it for free with your email. And so it's like basically it'll fit in your pocket, but it's an ebook. Super small, but great. Very packed with a lot of just the basic overview. This is very impactful, guys. So let me get through this, and I'll kind of give you. How about this? I'll give you guys a little bit of the book. How about that? The free mini ebook. So in the crowded global, I'm just going to read, guys. Introduction. In the crowded global entertainment marketplace, many aspiring filmmakers, content creators, and storytellers, that would be you guys, often find themselves struggling with the challenge of launching new content and knowing how to deal with the intricacies of optimizing released imagery metadata in the marketplace for enhanced results. So that's why, not just to teach you how to launch your film, but also how to optimize your content. Because if you want to make more profit, you have to learn how to optimize your content to scale your revenue. And that's part of the 6-part framework. So this pursuit aims at increasing revenue to scale profits, and we're all here for the kingdom. So to make a profound impact with the message and your story. Because I just want to know this. How many of you, put in the comments, say, I'm tired of feeling stuck? How tired are you of feeling stuck, and are you ready to break free from that limitation? I see some people, I've been in business for 20 years, I've been in business for 10 years, or I'm just getting started. Well, at some point, we have to judge ourselves, look at the fruit on the tree, and say, is what I've been doing, is it working? Congratulations to everyone that it has been working. There is grace for us all. There is favor for us all. That when we're trying, but within the Matthew 25 talents, when we're trying to operate as the guy with the 5 talents, when we're only the one, we're just fooling ourselves. Wait, if you're the person that has graduated a little bit, you've got 1 or 2 films under your belt, you learn how to do it, you've made some money back. You're multiplying your talents in that parable. That's great. But it's like know your talent, right? God gave in the parable that Jesus told about the 25 talent is that the king was going out of town and he gave his talents. He is expecting a return, right? We have to think about the money. We have to think about the return. He just didn't give talents for, it's for kingdom, go give for charity. No. In the parable that Jesus gave us, the king was expecting a return, right? So we have to focus on that in balance of kingdom finances, biblical financial principles, and just common sense. I get pitched so many films with $25 million budgets, $10 million budgets. But I have to ask, have you made a $10,000 budget movie? Have you made a $100,000 budget movie yet? Don't try to be the guy with the 5 talents if you're only the one talent person. The one talent person didn't have to put his head in the ground, but they did, or put the money in talent, put his head in the ground, put the talents in the ground. But you don't have to, that one person could have become the guy with the 2 that can become the 4, etc. Right? But just because in the scripture it goes that in according to their ability was those talents dispersed. So us evaluating ourselves and really saying, what role or what stage am I at? I'm the one talent, not a problem, let's go, right? And how do we multiply? By putting this into your process. Started with demandability, so let's finish. So at Global Content, we specialize in empowering local content creators just like yourself to reach global audiences more effectively. Our strategic approach goes beyond the ordinary, boosting your revenue, profitability through this proven global content 6-part framework, guys. And plus guiding you to thrive in, it's a competitive industry of filmmaking and content creation. So leveraging your unique talent and distinctive skills by integrating the global content 6-part framework as a guiding force can propel your journey beyond the realms of a mere hobby or a full-time profession to embodying a meaningful pursuit. How many of us, if you're called to be a kingdom filmmaker, put "I'm called" in the comments. Say, "I am called." Because that meaningful pursuit, it's an aspiration to elevate to new heights, not only your content, but also your career into your calling. So this is a calling for many people, not just is it a hobby? Do you want it to be a career, or do you also want it to be a calling? If you want it to be a calling, say, I want this to be my calling. It is my calling. So seizing the opportunity to enrich your lifestyle, fulfill your passion, and leave a lasting mark in the industry with the compelling stories you are meant to share with the world. So last page right here, guys. And again, I'm just reading my free ebook that I'm going to be giving away to you guys. So with ever-changing content demands and marketplace shifts, monetary success is rooted in a strategic and intentional approach. That's why I created this Global Content 6-part framework. The Global Content 6-part framework transcends the role of a mere guide. It's a transformative philosophy designed to empower filmmakers, content creators, and storytellers just like you throughout your entire process. For right here, last sentence, from the inception of your idea to the realization of potential profits. That's why I said pre-development. So you can spend months writing scripts, not even knowing if it's worth even writing. You can start putting together pitch decks with bogus budgets, right? And you just don't know. So it's okay. But starting in pre-development, think with number 1 is demandability. Number 2, we get into discoverability. Discoverability is where it's like 80-90% of your time is spent in what you do. Because let's say you make a film, you get into the market, no one finds it, right? Let's say maybe your title is just overused, or you try to be creative with your spelling and no one knows how to spell it. No one ever finds it, right? Or there's books and there's all these other type of things that just inundate Google and no one can ever find your movie. Things like this. But also, making sure that you're in IMDb Pro and the metadata systems. If no one can find your content, how are they going to watch it? And how are you going to make money? And how are you going to make an impact for the kingdom, right? So to say, that's discoverability that we will be getting more in depth to. Next one is clickability. When you create content in demand, and right here, you do make it discoverable. When they do find it, number 3, framework, clickability. How clickable is it? How many of y'all have made, or not made, let's say how many, I see your artwork, guys. Artwork is a huge seller. It's like the first thing that they see. It's the only thing. It's basically the only thing. If they don't like your artwork, what makes you think that they're going to like want to invest more time into reviewing your content, right? To say having strong artwork is where it's at, and a strong trailer. That is the clickability, because when, number one, the buyers, whenever we submit content, whether a PDF or sometimes, many times they don't even, like, it's just a spreadsheet with no artwork. So they're not even looking at your artwork. It's just based on metadata. That's where it gets back into discoverability and clickability, is if they just read the log line, 149 characters max, how clickable is it? Is it interesting enough? You can have a really good story, but not convey that story really well in 149 characters. So you have to get really good at storytelling in 149 characters, because that is a log line. That's like the minimum log line that most platforms will take, is the 149 character log line. So in your pitch decks, learning how to tell us your 90-page whatever script into a 5-10 page treatment. So like whenever I pitch content to BET, for BET or VH1, I can submit the script or 5-page minimum to 10-page max treatment. Okay, well that's still, I don't have enough, many people don't have a lot of time for that. You can make a 1-pager, right? Get good at that, making 1-pagers, like plot overviews, etc. But then even getting good at your short synopsis, 240 characters max, and 149 character max, your kind of your elevator pitch, logline. Things like that. So clickability, whenever someone finds your really cool movie that you think is in demand and they do discover it, number 3 is how clickable is it? The artwork, the trailer, the logline. These are the things that people first see before they make a decision if they want to invest their time to rent your movie, purchase your movie, or watch it for free. You know, or watch it behind the paywall for SVOD, or watch it for free, or watch it for free and watch the ads so you guys make money in AVOD and fast. All right. Number 4, so we'll be talking more about that. Number 4, guys, is watchability. Once you make good content in demand, once they discover it, they do decide to click on it. Doesn't mean you still haven't made money yet, because they're just clicking on it. But the question is, how watchable is it? Number 4. Global content, 6-part framework. Number 4, how watchable is it? This is where it really comes down to your gifting, your calling, your creativity, your unique voice, is the stories that you guys are thinking of, that's coming, you know, that is just being kingdom downloaded to you, and stories that you guys want to tell when they're in demand. They go through the process. How watchable are they? Are people turning off in 5 minutes? Let's say, me personally, and even put in the comments, how long do you give your movies or TV series, whatever you're watching, your docs, whatever you're watching, how much time do you give before you turn it? I'm like 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. If I want it to work because a certain actor or actress, I'll try to push that 15, 20, but if that story doesn't develop, I'm gone. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm out. Right? There's just too much content. In the sea of content, there's too much. And if you're not hooking the customers or the viewers right away and keeping them and keeping them and keeping them, how do you expect to make money? Now, this goes back to the 2 types of monies that your film can make, license dollars and rev share dollars. Right? If I'm getting the license dollars, I made my money on the license. But if it's rev share dollars outside of a rental purchase, if I'm hoping people will watch my movie to get paid on the ads, like many of your films are on potentially on Tubi, on Freevee, Pluto, Peacock, etc., you're hoping that they watch the next ad, because many people can click on it, but if they're turning it, you don't get any ad watches, so you make no money. So to say, good watchability. Creating content that is in demand is going to, by default, bring it through good watchability, so your ads go up and being more ad friendly. You get more ads. Next one, guys, I think we're all here for impactability, making an impact. But many of us just think about making an impact when the film is finished and we try to create a movement. But it's really cool with things, let's say like the Arnett's, Cameron and his wife, Miss Arnett. They have Christ Over Career. It's a movement. There's no movie around it yet, right? But however, or is there? Put in the comments if there is. Let me Cameron and VJ. To say, how many of you have ever experienced knowing a filmmaker friend that got creative and started making an impact at the beginning? Not just at the end after the film's released and trying to make a movement, but how many of you have made an impact at the beginning? Okay? There are things, when you go here, you'll read it. Go to the website, globalcontent.co, guys, if you're just now jumping in on this. I just came back from the ICVM in Franklin, Nashville, Tennessee for the International Christian Visual Media Conference, 51st year. Congrats, Paul and team. You guys did an amazing job. If you missed it, make sure you're there for ICVM 2024. It'll be great. There was 2 distribution seminars. It was Pinnacle Peak and myself. I did the first one. He did the second one. The room was packed. It was awesome. And I went through the overview of the Global Content 6-part framework that helps you guys launch your film, optimize your content, and scale your revenue so you skyrocket your profits and make an impact for the kingdom. So go to the website and check out these little snippets that I have underneath. And then also underneath, you can go down here and actually read the philosophy. Okay, you can see that on the screen right here. I'll lay out the philosophy. It'll be in the ebook for you guys that I'm soon releasing that you'll be able to download for free. All right, so making an impact from just, there's many different things. I've heard many different different synopsises from the t-shirts, from the gear, from a study guide. And I do want to let you know that I do have the partnership with YouVersion for the study guides. So even if your film is not yet made, talk to me about a potential lesson plan for it. All right, that's cool. And my email is joshua@globalcontent.co. Joshua@globalcontent.co, website globalcontent.co. Check out the 6-part framework, and the online courses will be available soon. The last one, after you're making an impact, before your film's out, and even after your film, during your film, and even after when your film's out, that brings us to the last one, the profitability. Every filmmaker, if it's your own money, you either, let's say if you don't make it, you do have to know this is a risk. Film industry, movies and TV industry is risky, especially where there's lack of knowledge. So profitability says, if you want to make money, you got to do what works, right? Yes, there are scenarios where certain films that just just completely blow up, but you cannot make that a practice of the exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rules. You want to stick, especially independent filmmaker, maybe not have major cast, okay, first-time filmmakers, etc. That you want to be thinking of, everyday films that buyers are looking at, maybe non-theatrical, etc. Getting to the profitability, when you start creating content that's in demand, not just for consumers, but also because, again, if the consumer wants to watch it, it's got to go through the buyer. They got to license it. So if they don't license it, that audience will not, that streaming platform, that TV network will not get to deliver it, make it available to that viewership. Therefore, lost or missed revenue. So creating content that's in demand, making sure that it is discoverable in the systems, making sure that's available on the platforms that people can find it easily and very accessible. We're talking about clickability, creating good artwork, great trailers, good log lines, communicating the non-verbal communications. You can, even though you have the knowledge in your head what the film is about, but the potential customers don't know what it's about. So you have to learn how to non-verbally communicate it through great imagery, okay, and good wording. After that, hopefully you guys are, daily getting better at your talent and your craft, your skill, your art, right? The passion that you have to be a great writer, you're learning. You're learning from people like Bob and Chris Dowlings as well. There's so many good faith-based film writers out there that you guys can be learning from, and also non-faith-based writers out there. Talent is talent. So that comes to watchability. If you don't write a good story, you have a good concept, but it's not well executed. How watchable is it? How good is it to go start making this film, going through all this process, but when you get to watchability, they just can't watch it. Even though the story may be good, it's just not watchable. See, there is a difference between making a really good story, like a really good concept of the story, and just not executing it well. They're just not watchable. And that comes down to you guys. You know, distributors, you know, licensors, sometimes, you know, most of the time, they're the punching bag for the success or lack of success of a film. But at the end of the day, your film has to stand on its own. It's got to be a good story. They can't make people watch it, right? However, you making stories that are watchable and making an impact, built-in audiences, right? Creating audiences to before your film is done, and then while you're making it, keeping them engaged, and then when it's finished, they're still sticking with you. And they become these raving fans to talk and share your content, making an impact. And for you guys making faith-based films that have gospel message or just a seed of hope, a seed of faith in there, that you guys are making an impact, amen. And then all that, the fruit, that you will enjoy the fruit of your labor, profitability. We all want to focus on maybe not focus may be the right word for you guys, but if you're focusing on, I need to make money back. Going back to what I was about to say, is it money that you owe back to someone else? OPM, other people's money? Well, that's a burden that you have, that you got to make something that's really in demand that you're going to pay them back, right? Or is it your money? Hopefully you're not making crazy decisions like mortgaging your home and all this stuff. Like, that's just not wisdom. It's not wise. It's not wisdom. You want to get to profitability, be wise. So, do you have to pay back an investor? Are you hoping that you put some of your own money in, that either you're okay if you lose it? That's the smartest way. If you're going to go into a film industry, make sure this is money that you're okay losing. You're working a 9-to-5 job, and if it's money that you really need, you may want to consider co-partnering with somebody to alleviate some of that lack of wisdom there, if that's a good way to say it. Or you're rolling the dice. Let's go. All right, we have to be thoughtful of the faith that we do have. We have faith that this is going to work. God gave it to me. It's going to work. We also need to filter that through wisdom too. So, or is it money that, hey, it was donated in, if I don't make a profit, like that, like, hey, we got this money to make an impact. If it doesn't make any money, this is my legacy in the kingdom. I'm making it. That's awesome. None of this may even make sense for you then, right? If you're just doing it for impact. However, if you are one of the filmmakers that wants to make profit, run it through the Global Content 6-part framework, guys. That's how you maximize your profit. Because you are all focused on profit, but we don't think about creating content that's in demand, learning and discovering learning how it can be more discoverable, so more people can see it, can find it, and want to watch it. When they do find it, are they clicking on it? So we want to learn how to master the art of the click, and then making sure that you're making content that they're getting hooked early, and they're staying hooked through the good characters and through good storytelling, guys, and good music too. If you're a composer, put down, I'm a composer. Impactability, the impact that you make will determine more profitability. So guys, that's it. Put in your comments below. I'll check these later on this week, next week, throughout these holidays. If you have a real question, let me know. Visit globalcontent.co. And again, I'm Joshua Keith Carpenter. I'm the founder of Global Content. And for over a decade, about 12 years now, I've been a entertainment content licensing executive. I've personally negotiated probably over 400 films now, and I've licensed over 600 films. And just today, a proposal is pending. I'm about to be consulting with an animation house with 2,000 titles. I'm going to help them scale, align their verticals and help them scale their, optimize their content and help them scale their revenue by helping them scale their global footprint in the marketplace, helping them opening up new accounts to license their films, so that it's going to be increased revenue. So we've got really cool things. Guys, I'm thankful that God has put me where I am today. It's not by me. It's by His grace alone. I didn't go to university. I went to Bible college, but it was non-accredited. I went to Christ for the Nations, Dallas, Texas, if you know a little bit about me. I grew up in the country of West Charlotte, North Carolina, out in the country, Kings Mountain, Gastonia. Let's go, in the gas house. So I grew up in the country. I played in the woods. Okay, so that's how I grew up. And then from there, grew up in church, went to Bible college, did some mission trips to Mexico, Trinidad, to Papua New Guinea, flew into Sydney, went up to the islands of Papua New Guinea and met a king that ate 7 of his wives. They had just got out of cannibalism about 20, 30 years when we had landed. I was there in May 2004. From there, just continuing to minister the gospel around the world and help local filmmakers reach global audiences. What does global content do? We help merge content creators and buyers into the loop of global licensing. And now we do online coaching and private consultation. I do team accelerators. So if you have a production team, if you have a film school, if you have a church that's getting into production, I'm your guy. I have a lot of wisdom to share with you guys, and I'm just here to help you guys. Matter of fact, I'm actually working right now on a Christmas film. I've got into this side of the fence just for fun, just so because of what I've been doing for so long. It's like, why don't I just make my own films, right? So I got we'll have some cool announcements coming up soon about that. But to bring you guys value, put in your comment, where are you from, what city, what state, what country are you from, what is the name of your projects that you're working on, and what stage of developments are you in, and what is 1 or 2, 3 questions max that you have and that you would really get value of getting answered. Little, big decisions, to help move your project forward. There's just a lot of little decisions, a lot of pivots. So feel free to ask. Joshua Carpenter, joshua@globalcontent.co. Visit globalcontent.co, where I help you guys learn how to launch a film, optimize your content, scale your revenue, to skyrocket your profits by implementing the global content 6-part framework into your process. Hope this God bless you. Run it through. Run your projects through this. Leave your comments. Shoot me email. Let's go. Love you guys. Peace out.